Okay. I'm on here for a very important message. All my messages are very important. I always say that, but I'm on here for a very important message. I was just kind of triggered, and I feel like I've just been feeling like very, I guess, weird or kind of almost triggered the last like 3 hours or so. And so I'm doing this for me. Everything I do is always for me. I'm doing this to like address my own like fears and traumas, and like it'll be recorded and like verbally like spoken outwardly for me to like digest. Something that I keep getting a message about, I keep feeling that I need to like be in the energy of, as I said in my most previous video, is to like make sure I'm not like being afraid of speaking, being afraid of like being seen, and like putting myself, like being myself, and like not, I don't know, taking that back. Someone left a comment that like made me get all snappy, and it's been a minute, and it's so interesting because I think I recently was talking about like being seen and like that attracts more attention, and like as you get more attention you get more like spectators, and as you get more spectators you're bound to get more criticism. That's just the way the things go. And I was like saying how I was nervous about that aspect of this job, and I was like told, it was like, as these things occur, like the solution will come to you as well in every moment, just like it does now. But then I read this comment, and like instantly I felt this energy of how I used to react to things and what I used to be in. And so I feel like this is something that I need to address, because last year around this time I got very similar messages from an uncle of mine who I held his like opinion and like judgment of me so fucking high. He was so high on like my, I don't know, my judgment radar. Like if he approved of me, then I was good to go. And it was all around the same time. And this is something that I mentioned around this time last year. And so I want to address it because I don't want it to be something, I don't want it to be a pattern that I'm continuing in the same, I shouldn't be in the same energy as I was before. I also feel like I need to come from a place of compassion. Hi people. Hi. Yeah, I want to come from a place of compassion, because this comment was like basically, it was projecting their fears on me, their fears, and judging me, honestly, for reading tarot, oracle cards, and speaking to my guides, speaking to beings that are not, I guess, physically here, whatever the fuck that means. And my reaction to it was very knee-jerk. And then as I was sitting here and making notes for what I have to say, I was remembering like, well, how did you get to this place? Because I didn't always used to be this way. So I'm gonna kind of read what this comment said. It said, be careful looking for outwards guidance. We are our own guru. I feel we have all the answers we need inside. This matrix is full of tricksters posing as what they are not. And before that, the person was saying, I'm very wary of seeking answers / guidance from beyond, and so to speak, tarot, etc. And basically just saying like, I'm not foolish enough to do what you do, but you're great, even though you are foolish enough to do what you do. And I still have things to say about that, but I was just like, remember how I used to be. So basically, I've kind of talked about this before. In 2022 was a huge year for me. This year has been a huge year for me, but 2022 was the next huge year for me after 2020. Um, and basically, I had this huge, like, what I call walk in experience where, like, I feel like a huge, like, part of my higher self, like, walked in to, like, my lower self here. And the doctors were saying it was a pseudo tumor, but after that, I was forever changed. Um, and things with my body happened. Like, I have very, very low energy. Like, walking down the stairs once would put me to sleep. Like I really had to work to like regain my energy. Couldn't really walk much. At the start, I couldn't hold a plate. It was too heavy for me to hold a single plate. Um, Things like that. And so as I recovered from that, my body was like still super stiff, and I just felt very like rigid. And so I went for my first and last Reiki healing. I don't regret it. At that time, a lot of my gifts were coming online, they were becoming stronger, and one of those was mediumship, speaking to dead people, so to speak, speaking to people who died in this lifetime. And this was something that I always like told people that I don't do, because I have all the clairs. I'm clairvoyant, I'm clairsentient, I have clairtangents, it's just, clair just means psychic. I have psychic sight, I have psychic smell, I have premonitions, dreams, visions. I touch something, I can feel something. I touch a person's hands, I can feel them. I can read the person's energy, know about them, know about things that are coming up without touching them, without picking up a card. I have all these things, and these were getting stronger, but I still had my dignity about me, and this is where this all stems from. It stems from this self-hate that's mostly taught through religion, this demonization of the self. And we can talk all day about spirituality versus religion, but this is why I say all the time when I speak that these are just terms that I'm using. None of them are really accurate enough to talk about what I'm talking about. And I know that that's on purpose. The English language is like this on purpose. But like I always say spirituality for lack of better terms, because like it's everything. It's the truth. It's not this separate thing that's over here and even equal to like religion and all these other things in social constructs in any way, because it's beyond, it's above and beyond these things, these ideas in the first place. But yeah, it stems from that hate that's taught, that rejection that's taught. And so one of my things was that I wasn't one of those crazy people who believed the earth was flat, and I wasn't one of those crazy people who talks to dead people. And so anyways, I went and I got a Reiki healing, and the lady like cleared out my chakras, which I don't know. I feel like it was a pleasant experience. I know people probably are like, no, why did you do that? Don't have other people do touching your energy. It was a pleasant experience for me. I don't regret it. I wouldn't do it again, but I don't regret it. I was laying there and she was going over like the different areas. And I remember at the end, she was like, your root was blocked. I had blocked it. And also she was saying my heart was blocked, and it was. I had been intentionally doing those two things. So it's so cool that she picked that up. I didn't want to be in love. I felt at that point that there was no one that I could possibly want. Every time that I was attracted to someone, it was always very surface level. It was always a quick, like lusty kind of thing. There was nobody that I was attracted to in terms of like their soul, like their personality. I started just giving it up out of insecurity, out of fear, because all the other normal people around me seemed to be able to do that, and I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to do any of those things. And so that was one of the insecurities that I was intentionally like shutting that down inside of myself. And the other one was my root chakra, because I could feel like my ancestors trying to talk to me. And I was like, no, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be one of those crazy people. I'm already crazy enough. Anyways, I'm sitting there on the table getting this Reiki healing done, and I can feel and I can see like ghosts in the room. There was this woman and she told me her name. Her name was Rosa. She said that there was some sort of like war. She was like in this area in Texas. Like there was something, some sort of battle or something. And that she was like a nurse during that time. She showed me like the uniform or she had it on, like of what she wore. And she was really sweet and she helped out the lady that was doing my healing. And then as the lady was like clearing out like my Reiki root chakra, I heard my great grandfather. He came out, he was so fucking loud. I remember his voice booming in my head. He spoke so loud. He's so funny. And he was telling me all these things about the family and all his kids. And he was like, tell this kid that they should be doing this. And I'm their daddy. He called all his kids like the babies. They're all, by now, his youngest, like my great grandfather's, his youngest child is in his like mid to late 50s. He was calling them all babies because he died like when they were younger. I think he died like when the youngest one was like 18 or 19. So I guess in his mind they were all still babies. And so I was one of those crazy people. And so as I was like reading this person's comment, I was like, remember, you weren't always like this, Jabria. You used to think from this kind of like lower vibrational judgy perspective. But anyways, like this is all connected to like my uncle and that energy, because one of the things that I feel like was like a cornerstone in my relationship with my uncle was that we were so similar. He's very smart, he's very charming, but he doesn't try so hard. He has this very like is this magnetism about him where people just want to be around him. People look to him as a leader in like a lot of different spaces and stuff like that. And I'm very similar, except for I would like try my best to like keep that shit down. For a long time, I shut it down a lot, or that energy that I have about myself. I would push people away a lot. I wouldn't let them get close. I didn't know what to do with like, I didn't have the tools to handle with my sensitivity, being able to feel a person and feel every fucking thing they had going on and like not hate them for making me feel that way. Like now I do, but back then I did not. And anyways, he had this like conflict in him. I remember when he like found out that I was like lighting sage and like reading the demonic tarot cards and reading the demonic oracle cards and talking to spirits and being a witch. I remember his children, which is my little cousins, they came in my room and they saw like my crystals and stuff, and they were like, that was the last time they came here actually. They were like, are you a witch? Are you a witch? And they said it in this very like, kind of like fearful, like very negative, judgmental kind of way. And I was like, yeah, I am. And I was trying to explain to them like what our ancestors did and how these things were normal, typical practices. And when I think I don't really even do any practices that are weird, but you know, that's just me. But yeah, I remember like he had this, I could feel the energy of this like judgment from him, but like not knowing, cause I'm like, I feel so good. And that's kind of the same energy that this person who left this comment had. There were loads of compliments put in there with these judgments, and these false assumptions about me, these projections from their own fears put on me were combined by this. You're brilliant. Your energy feels so great and so inspirational. And then that's the thing. It's because you're picking up from my energy field this truth. You can feel it. I am what I'm saying that I am. It's matching, it's resonating with you because I'm speaking the truth and I'm igniting, I'm reminding you of something. I'm flicking a flame, reminding you of something within yourself. And it's so it's so beautiful. And because there's something that's happening soon where like I'm getting together with my friends, and I never used to have any friends. And it's so crazy because we all work together, and like there's always these tension kind of energies. And but knock on wood, I was telling my mother, I was like, everybody loves me at my job. Like I don't have any qualms with anybody. Like everybody loves me. When they see me, they light up. And it's because I love them. It's because I love myself. And it's a genuine type of thing. But that also does not mean like, and this is also something I was telling a friend of mine recently about like what this means, love, what it means to love people unconditionally. Like what does it really mean to love people? It does not mean invite everybody to sleep in your bed and to, and to just give everything to everybody, and to, you know, say, hey, you can come and cry on my shoulder and like do all these good Samaritan things. No, love always means love. But it heavily, it deals in the realms of like integrity, just what's it called, discernment, integrity, like with in alignment with your soul. And I live from that space. I live from that space, and it resonates. But some points that I wanted to say in regards to this comment about seeking guidance from outside myself. And I don't know, maybe somebody else needs to hear this besides me, but in terms of like this whole idea of me like speaking to spirits and getting guidance from beings outside of myself, that's so scary. I posed the question, how is this outside of myself? And this is the whole thing. There's this whole, this is the misunderstanding, and it's done intentionally through societal teachings, you know, but also this can be, you know, heavily found in religion. And I would know all these things I'm speaking about. I would know. I would say especially these judgments, I would know, because this was me. This is me in some aspects. Otherwise, I wouldn't be bringing it up still. But the first question I pose is, how is this outside of myself? All of this, the conversations that I have with my guides, the conversations that I have with my ancestors, or, you know, my family, these are real conversations. These are not things that are separate or happening against this reality. I don't know if that makes sense. It's not outside of myself. It's the same as me sitting here talking to someone who's sitting there. That's not, how is it outside of myself? That is not outside of myself. I'm still the one that's speaking. I'm still the one that's hearing, receiving the messages, and I'm still the one that's discerning in this communication, the same way that I would with the person that I'm speaking to in the 3D. There's no difference. Next one. And this is also something that I kind of brought up. So like in terms of like tarot readings and stuff like that, I remember this one time, like the first time I got my tarot deck when I was in college, and the first person that I ever did a reading for was my friend Charlie. And he was so fucking afraid. He loved me so much, but he was afraid of them because he called them terror cards. He's like, those terror cards, but he loved me so much that he let me do his reading anyways, even though he was terrified. But it's not terror cards, it's tarot cards. But yeah, as I said before, I can do these things without the cards. It's the same way that you can, when you're outside of your body, you can snap and be somewhere else. You can go through a portal and be somewhere else. You can wake up and be somewhere else. Or you can drive your car and physically go to the place. You could get in an airplane and physically go to the place. Like, these are just tools, the cars, the airplanes that we're using to get there. But we, as we naturally are, can also do these things. When I do my things, when I don't even know what to call it, astral projection, I guess. When I astral project and go different places, like, I am there. I could get in my car, like I said, drive there, get on a train and go there, or I can just naturally go there. The things that I'm accessing are the tips of icebergs of what we all can naturally do. What they have convinced us is that our natural gifts and abilities are strange and alien, and that these unnatural limitations are the natural things. It's like people are, and now I say people, like I say, this is about me. We're holding on to these tools and gadgets that they've told us are natural and safe, but these things are actually like these huge caps and limitations that they put on us. And so it's like we're literally like clinging to our chains and being like, this is the safe place. And all the crazy people without the chains are the ones who don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're getting into the danger zone. Wake the fuck up. Wake up. And this is me, like I said, this is me talking to myself. I'm making this whole thing for myself so I can go back and listen to it, telling myself this, because obviously I still have these beliefs. Otherwise, this wouldn't be my reality and I wouldn't have been bothered by this message at all. So, yes, internalized hate, things like that. I had a friend. I'm just reading my notes. So, and this is also something I've talked about in different videos. This plug is really irritating me, it needs to be cleaned. But anyways, is that my energy, because I'm representing myself, I'm a representative of myself. I am, like I said, I'm in alignment with myself. I am myself. And so, like I said, that's waking something up in you. And so if your soul is identifying with me, your soul is identifying with me, that's why you watch my content, that's why you watch me, that's why you are attracted to me, it's resonating with you. But if you have these, I guess, inhumane, like I said, societal, these constructed fearful beliefs or beliefs based on fear, they're gonna clash with what your soul is telling you, and is being activated by me. So that's called being triggered. Being triggered. My energy can be very healing as well as very triggering to people, and that's what's happening. Yeah. Next one. I think I kind of already explained this about like how like I'm not speaking to beings outside of myself. I'm not searching for information or answers outside of myself. All of this is from within myself. And if you think about it like this, it's the same way that a lot of people can be shown the same thing, but every person can also see something completely different. At every point, at every turn in your life, you're the one deciding what you see. And so in this sense, there really isn't like any true permanent form of manipulation, because ultimately you're the one that's deciding. Okay. And then something else that I wanted to point out is that, so when I've had these experiences, like I've said before, like seeing these visions of New Earth and like traveled there astrally, and like different experiences that I've had, visions, dreams, so to speak, talking to different beings, it's always telepathic, right? I've literally seen like talking to these fish people, and like outside of their mind you see like it's like these bubbles of like their thoughts or like their life, like you can literally like see in their whole life what they've got going on. And so in this sense, when I'm speaking to these other beings, these like bad evil spirits who are outside of myself, it's more honest. It has more integrity and more, and you can't lie if everything that you're thinking is literally visible. Does that make sense? Like, this is the place where the trickery and the fuckery can happen. This is the place where people can look and sound one kind of way, and then on the inside they can be a whole other fucking ball game. This is the place of deception. This is it. This is what I've said before. Like, it's opposite. It's also something Ramona Lappin says a lot, like this flipped on its head kind of thing. It's the opposite. It's like they tell you that, oh, the spiritual realm and like outside of here and what you can see, because this is something that this person who left a comment pointed out. They were like, I don't trust anything that I can't see for myself. And it's like, well, it depends on which eyes you're talking about. Are you talking about the eyes that have been manipulated, that they've like told you what to see, they've told you what you're seeing? Are you talking about those eyes? Or are you talking about your soul eyes? You see what I mean? Like, there's a difference. Like, and they've tricked you to think, but this is a place where deception runs rampant. And the things that I'm talking about, the experience that I'm talking about, telepathic communication, how it, as I've said before, they're not speaking in English when I'm speaking to my guides and these other beings, but I understand them, and English is the only language that I speak fluently, right? And so it's through emotions, it's through visions, it's an energetic exchange. In that, there is no deception. You cannot lie through the energy of it. You cannot. And this is kind of how it makes sense when Darius J. Wright talks about, and even other people who have out-of-body experiences, The Alchemist 369, Bam Heck TV, like all these other people. And there's another woman I was watching today. I'll share her video that was sent to me by a friend in the comments when I get this off live and like upload it. But all these different people, when they tell you like your soul can't be trapped, like you'll never, on the other side, nobody will come up to you and be like, hey, like, do you want to come with me and like trap you outside of your body? It's because they can't. They can't. They cannot. And this is what leads me into like my final point. So let's say that I'm just this naive child and I have no idea what I'm doing, because that's the premise, right? Because you have to think about these things. I am a woman, yeah. I am young, yeah. I am a woman of color. We're still in these, you know, in this construct, in these kind of societal constructs, right? So all these things play a factor. And so somebody who's a man, somebody who's older than me, somebody who is possibly of a different race or ethnicity, will feel the need, because they've been taught these things about me, you know, these stereotypes and things. I am naive. I don't know what I'm talking about. I can't possibly be that smart. I can't possibly be that quick. I can't possibly be that incredible. I am though. I am. And so like, let's just say I'm not though, even though I am. And I'm just this naive person, and I've been talking to like these demons the whole time that have been telling me these great things about myself and helping me, preventing me from, I don't know, forgetting to call for my tire appointment, because that's something that I got reminded to do by my guides. They were like, you gotta do this, Jabria, call them, you forgot. And just little things like that. So like, let's say I have, it's like, okay, so now what? So like the whole time I've been talking to tricksters, I've been talking to false gods, I've been talking to these demons and things like that. Now what? What are they gonna do? What exactly are they going to do? And I will tell you, nothing, because as I said before, at the end of the day, I am creating my own reality. Huh. I will say that again. I am the creator of my own reality. Anything that is happening that is causing me to be distraught or distressed or whatever the fuck, is because I'm consenting to it. It's something that I've created myself in my own reality. I'm always the one. The time 11:11, it's always me. It's nobody else. Do you see? And so it's like this energy, it's not coming from a place of like being a good Samaritan and, oh, let me give you this little tip just in case you didn't know that this is a possibility, that you're being tricked, that you're being played. No, because that's still coming from a place of fear. That's still coming from a place of giving my power away to somebody else, right? Even if I was giving my power away to somebody else, that still means that I am the one that's giving my power away to somebody else. Even if somebody else is, taking the driver's seat or whatever, it's still my car. It's still my driver's seat. At any point during this drive, I want to take that shit back over, I can. Why? Because it's mine. And this is something I've said before in other videos. I am the one in charge. I go to me. When I be like, what the fuck? Hold on. What just happened? I go to me. And hell yeah, I ask for fucking help. I ask for help all the time. Of course I would ask for help. We came here and it's fucking forgetfulness. It's forgetfulness central, right? We've forgotten so much. I need help. But everything is discerned through me always. Always. And any experience, let's say that's bad or negative or that it just sucks. Oh my gosh. The things, I've been thinking about this. I thought about this yesterday. I am so fucking grateful for like the horrible things, like the most like painful things that happened to me, because if they did not, I would not be able to move with such fucking ease through the things that are happening to me now. It's things that used to like fucking drive me crazy, or things that used to like break me down that would happen. And now they happen and I'm just like, oh. And I just go give me a cinnamon roll. Like I'm fucking rolling, like I'm doing fucking great. And this isn't to say that I'll never be afraid again, or that I'll never cry again, or that I'll never be distressed again, or that I'll never be fear again. I was afraid fucking yesterday. It don't mean none of these things. What it does mean is that like I said, I am aware. I am taking accountability. I am taking responsibility for myself and for my life. And I am in love with myself. I am in love with my life as it is every single fucking day, every fucking moment, even when it's sucky and shitty. My friend told me the other day, she was like, Jabria, I just been feeling very snappy. I've been feeling very like on 10 and like very explosive, want to get at people. She was like, what do you do? Like, what do you do when you feel like that? And I was like, when I feel like that, I'd be like, you know what? You're in this energy, Jabria. This is how you feel. This is how you feel. Let me know what I can do to help. Whatever you need me to do to help, whatever you need me to give you in this moment, I'm gonna give you. I trust myself. I trust my soul. I trust my energy. Whatever state that I am naturally in, I trust that that's the state I'm supposed to fucking be in. And I give myself grace. And usually what happens when I like am this compassionate and this loving with myself, it goes away. And then I'd be like, oh, like I'm not mad no more. I don't have no attitude no more. And it just goes. There was one of my kids today while I was at work. She just kept screaming and crying and screaming and crying. And one of the leadership team, she was like, just like pick her up off the floor, like get her to get up off the floor. And I was like, up. And the little girl immediately got up off the floor and she was like, up. And she just came into my arms and I just held her. And we were like, oh, like that's all she needed was just to be held. Like all the fuss, she just wanted to be held. Maybe you just want to be fucking held. Hold yourself. Hold yourself. You know? Hold yourself. I've really enjoyed what I've said. I really have. and like my ego be coming out. I have an ego about it. I'm like, when people be telling me that shit about like, oh, I don't trust tarot cards, I don't trust oracle cards, I be want to be like, bitch, you think I need that shit? I don't need that shit. I remember I did a reading for somebody, and they were like, please no oracle cards, no tarot cards, because they still associate these things with demons and like this huge negative connotation. And I'm like, what makes these cards, these fucking cards, is me. I'm the magic. Without me, they're just plastic, they're just paper. I want you to know that without you, nothing is nothing. You know? Everything is everything because of you. I don't know if you've heard like that scientific stuff about how like your house doesn't exist when you leave it, or like the thing about the tree in the forest, like, no, if nobody's around to witness it, it doesn't exist. Like that's like been proven, like in physics or some shit. Like it literally does not exist without us. These are just things. And so like by calling these things demonic and by giving a negative connotation to these things, you're just saying that about yourself. It's disguised as you. I was watching this video the other day, and this guy was talking about the, I'll use what Dave Weiss says, the pokey pokes, the pokey pokes that you get to feel better. And excuse me, what was he saying? I forgot. Oh my gosh, I forgot what he was saying. Oh my gosh, he was saying about like all the lies and like deceptions that are like with those things, and how people think it's, he was saying how they always like blame like any of these viruses. He said they always blame them on animals. They always blame them on animals. And like, you know, what is it when it's blame on animals? What the fuck do we eat? What the fuck do humans eat? We eat fucking animals. They're blaming it on you. And they do that all the time. They blame it on us. We're polluting the roads. We got so much trash. We've done everything wrong. Humans are innately wrong. We're innately corrupt. We always fight. We're always in wars and shit. It's all fucking lies. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with us. It's all contrived. It's all calculated. And it's all ending with me, with you right now, carrying this energy on and off into life. Okay. With that being said, I feel like I'm gonna, I don't know if I want to pull a card. I am seeing, see, I don't need them. I use them sometimes when I'm overwhelmed and it's going too fast for me to see. It's a tool. But I'm seeing the World card. I'm seeing the World card. I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune. And I'm also seeing this scene from this book that I read called Circe. And in that book, they talk about the Minotaur and how like the Minotaur was born, and how like, you know, when we think about the Minotaur, it's like this horrible fucking monster. It's this horrible monster that's in the labyrinth, and like we just have such an evil negative connotation to it. But like that, it was just a child once that was created in these very intentionally harsh circumstances. And like, instead of like, you know, coming up with a more humane solution, like they put him in his own prison. But like, people don't think of the Minotaur? I think it's a Minotaur. Yeah, Minotaur as like being in their own prison. They just see it in terms of like, oh, that's the place where we go to die. But like, that's also the place where the Minotaur, like that's the Minotaur's grave as well. And this is what I mean by all these things about perception, and what I was saying earlier when the guy was like, I don't trust things I can't see with my own eyes. Well, what eyes are you talking about? Which eyes are you talking about? Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Jabria? I'm very proud of myself for saying this. I feel like I've said it in a way that is both compassionate as well as straight to the point. I don't ever want to get to the point where I'm like being disingenuous to my own feelings and to my own emotions. Um, I don't ever want to get to the point where I'm being, I'm choosing politeness over power, or ever get to the point where I'm choosing power over politeness. It's like a delicate balance, and I feel like I've struck it well. Mm-hmm. You are never outside of yourself. Okay? Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. I'm here and it's time to go. I don't want to go because I feel really good. I feel like my energy is really good. What's been the beautiful thing is like recently I've been like very much enjoying myself, and I'll like take pictures of myself and I'm like, ooh, I look so cute. Like I don't want to go change. And then I'm like, I get to be me every day. You get to be you every day. Like you get to be yourself every fucking day. Isn't that fucking incredible? Every day, it's like you get to spend every day with like the best person in the world. Ooh. Every day you get to do it. Isn't that so wonderful? It feels great. When I was younger, I used to have crushes on a lot of boys. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, what would it be like to like live with the boy? Because, you know, they have like siblings and stuff. Like, man, like, what would it be like to see them walking around the house and like their pajamas and like see them at every state of themselves, like every kind of turn of their life. You get to see like how they are. And then like as I got older and like recently, I think this year I was like, man, like I'm viewing myself like that now. Like I see myself like that. I get to see myself in all these different lights and all these different facets. This is how I am when I wake up. This is how I am when I drink my tea. This is how I am when I'm tired, when I'm frustrated, when I'm excited, when I'm bored, when I'm fascinated. This is how I get to be, and I get to observe myself. I get to be present for all of these moments, and it's just the most beautiful thing ever. I'm so excited, so excited. All right, good night or good day. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. I hope I have ignited something in you, and I will see you soon. Bye. Bye.